but they are sustainable economy. They have a lot of forest. So, but how they are doing it? So, Finland education is number one. Sweden has many things. So when you see things, you learn more very quickly, and people are sponsoring their program. They're bringing their own teams, especially the tech companies.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Growth and Scaling Podcast. Today, we're going a little bit different. We're going international and we're going global on this episode. I'm so excited to have with us today from the United Nations, Mr. Asif Kabani. Will you please tell us who you are and what do you do?
Thank you very much for this wonderful inviting me to this program. My name is Asif Kabani, and basically I consider myself as a mentor and a fellow at the United Nations, but I usually help most of the startup as a coach, and I'm doing one program right now for the United Nations as well, which is called Investor Readiness Program for Sustainable Development. It is for the youth program that I'm helping. It's between for 18 to 35. So we are developing startups for the young people. But regularly I teach the leadership program. That's why I have an organization that I'm a founder of and CEO for the Next Generation Leaders. We have trained more than 500 Next Generation leaders who are helping us around the world, and they are also public speakers. So in this certification program, we coach them to teach them about how to develop their startups, business, SMEs, how they can use the AI, machine learning, and how they can implement the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which is also called Agenda 2030. And some of our leadership program students have started to develop a new concept called ESG, which is getting very popular in the US, UK, and Europe. So this leadership program is very important if you are thinking to look at yourself in international arena. You want to work for the United Nations, European Union, or any government in the world. So this is very important for you.
So back up here, because I want to make sure everyone understands who you are, because this is exciting. I mean, you're part of the United Nations, right? You're the CEO of a program within the United Nations, and you're servicing young, like 18 to 35-year-olds all over the world. Tell us who your focus is on, because this is a really cool thing.
Okay. Basically, I'm a fellow of the United Nations, and then now the UN has moved beyond the traditional bureaucrats, so we have a freedom to work on ourselves. So then there is a center called International Sustainable Development Resource Center that we developed in 2008 in Geneva. It was founded in the UN, but it works independently because we did not want to go into the red tapes, because the next generation leaders, the Generation X, the millennium, they don't like too much talking. They like to do things, and they are very technological oriented. So traditionally, the work was done by the retired bureaucrats coming from India, United States, and they all sit together. What you watch on the television, they're just discussing, they are falling down here and there, but things are not getting done. The millennials who are now 23 years old, they don't like this. They want to do themselves. So the resource center was designed on a concept that we should have goals. So these are called United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which a lot of people are working in the world. It's basically designed on the multi-stakeholder concept, where academic, business, civil society, donors, elite, and everyone works together to achieve a common goal. So we teach that.
And do you help them? Like, do you help the applicants or the people that are in your program? Like, how do they qualify for the program? And what resources are you giving them? Is it just a bunch of old people telling them what to do, or are there more interactive engagements of how you teach them entrepreneurship and business management skills?
Okay, very good. Thank you very much for asking us the question. Firstly, the resource center is available online, so you can visit the resource center, which is called www.I. I is like the one is a person, we call it SDRC, Sustainable Development, and RC, and it's .net. We keep it .net because we wanted to keep it as a network. So everyone, either young, old, experienced, US, UK, Europe, Nordics, anywhere in the world, South America, South Asia, South Africa, they can come and work, have resources available. So it's an open resource center. So you can become a member. You can learn about the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 Sustainable Development Goals we have, starting from the affordable energy to the decent work, for education, health, industry, innovation, and infrastructure, which is very popular. Reducing inequality, sustainable cities and communities are very, very popular nowadays. So this is where you study, and then you enroll to a program. which is a mentoring certified leadership program, which we call it mentoring certified leadership next generation leadership program. Okay. In this one, we teach you sustainable development goals of the United Nations, and then we teach you how to make your own startup for impact, because everyone wants to do impact. Every
Yeah.
young
Yeah.
person is
Yeah.
saying that I want to make an impact. I want to make an impact. I want to make an impact. So we
Right.
teach them how to make an impact, and then we make them top level leaders, either in business or civil society, or they make charitable organizations. We do a lot of venture cups,
Right.
so they can use their ideas, and they can, now it's the other way around, the bottom up approach, rather than governments and in big institutions like UN and European Union telling
Right.
you what to do. You are telling them how to find the solution, so they are finding the solution.
So, Asif, how do people get involved with this? Because a lot of the people that are listening to the podcast are existing founders and operators of businesses, and they love to get involved in philanthropic engagements. They want to help. They want to give back. What are the ways that our listeners can get involved in your program? Because it sounds like you're helping people all over the world. And to be honest, a lot of our listeners want to be helping people all over the world. So what do they need to do to engage with what you're doing?
It's very simple. I tell you the background story. One day we were sitting, and I work very closely with a lot of international organizations, from Bill Gates Foundations and other ones. So I got a request from Bill Gates that they are looking for next generation. They don't want to hire traditional people. So we were mentoring a lot of people.
Right.
So I found one boy from Denmark and one girl from Sweden, and they said, we want to do something. Their idea matches with the Bill Gates idea, how to change the education. Because the traditional education that we are getting in university, Harvard, Stanford, it's like brick and mortar model. But still we have developed a lot of this innovation coming off us.
Kind of antiquated.
Yes, because we still judge the same, it's the testing system is still the same. Either you're a monkey or an elephant, you're a fish. So we have to change that one. So that's why we started the leadership program. We already had it, but it was internally. Then we opened to the world. So we gave some people from Scandinavia, who they understand a lot about sustainable development, because they are all sustainable economies. They are number one. Nordics, all the Nordics are number one. Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and Europe. They are much better understanding the climate change and other issues. So that's how the program started, and then we got demand from all over the world. So we put our everything on our website. The link is also same. If you go to our website, it's www.isdrc.net/NGLP. So Next Generation Leadership Program.
And we'll put that in the show notes. We'll put that in the show notes.
And then we offer 3 different programs. First is the program for those people who would like to contribute to the international development. They want to work for the United Nations, European Union, international government. Some even we have participants, they wanted to work for the White House. Some wanted to work for the in their own country government. Some wanted to work for. So that's the first program. Second program is purely designed for the startups program, where we take your idea, because when most of the students come in this program, they say, I have a crazy idea, but the world is not listening to me. And then we listen to their ideas. And then we put them into this program. It's a 10 weeks program. The startup program is a 10 weeks program. It's an intense program. So we listen to their ideas. Week 1, we set their goals, how they should plan their own goals. Economically, socially, travel, and personal as well. So 4 or 5 different types. And we have been doing this workshop for more than 7-8 years. And then we help them understand sustainable development goal. And third week, they are ready technically. And fourth week, they are pitching this idea to the investors. And they usually get money, about 250,000, 500. We have people who work at $5 million. So it's an idea that it depends how fast you can get your idea. So, and then you move on to this program. And the third program is a program for the pros of the top level, who already started their startups, but they want to directly change the world. So in this one, you develop your own startup, but you started to become a trainer, and you started to become a diplomat and an expert as well in this program. It's an intense program, but most of the people do it, and who have done it with us, they have never left us because they always continue, because they think it's a continuation development program, because now they have big startups, they're working for big organizations around the world, and they always need mentors to help them out, get through the waves.
Right. And these students that you're getting into these programs, what parts of the world are they from? You talked about Scandinavia as where you kind of started the programs. Where are you seeing the most adoption?
Okay, it's a very good question. We put every year our data. Okay, so I can give you the first very nice information. In our program, we have 61.1% female participants all over the world, and 39% are male, because we encourage more women to be more young entrepreneurs. So We get a lot of requests from the US, UK, Europe, Nordics, and including developing countries like South Asia
Cool.
and South America. The women wants to develop their own startup. They have
Cool.
ideas in economic development. We have people who are designing sustainable tourism, to business development,
Right.
trade development, regional corporations, to you name it. So different ideas of United Nations, the 17 goals that they try to integrate. The regional breakup that we have.
And from
Yes.
oh,
So
go
the
ahead.
regional breakup is that about 19% of our participants come from the United States. About 12%
Okay.
come from Nordic countries. 25% come from Europe, because Europe has like about 7 or 28 countries. So we try to keep, because we have to give scholarships
Right.
and grants. We give generous grants up to 5,000 euros of scholarship for you to attend this program. So that's a very important thing. But we
Cool.
have to divide in the regions and the gender, you can understand, because we have to divide the scholarships every year. About
Right.
12 13% people come from Africa. We have great demands coming from MENA region, because the Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and these countries, they are like really going into the
Cool.
innovation, and especially the MENA region is full of innovation. You will find all the top content creators, startups have an office in Dubai.
Yeah,
A
there's a
lot of
lot
so
of
activities.
activity in Dubai. A lot of activity in
And then
Dubai.
we get 13% from the rest of the
Yeah.
Asia, Singapore, and all these other countries. But we have many participants, as I said, coming from different parts of the world, from 19% from the US and all.
I want to thank you so much for listening to this episode, but I also want to take just a few seconds to let you know about a project that we've been putting together for the last several months, and we're finally launching it, called the Captain's Council. You see, as a CEO or operator of a business, it can feel like you get stuck in your own head a lot of the time. You get challenges that you don't know how to resolve. You get people causing problems in your leadership team that you don't know how to resolve. And it's so hard to overcome those things by yourself. You don't have to anymore. Join the Captain's Council. Captain's Council is a group of other CEOs and operators and owners of businesses where we come together once a month for several hours to discuss the biggest challenges you're facing. You express to the council of 8 to 10 people about what's going on. Where do you feel stuck? And these other people are in the same boat as you. They're running and operating their own businesses. They're your peers. They help you kind of dissect what's happening and help you see things that you may not have seen all by yourself. If you don't have a good, strong network of people around you, come join the Captain's Council. This is going to be something that will change the way you run your business and open your eyes to opportunities that you have never seen without the help of your peer group. Come check it out, captainscouncil.com. So as a United Nations division, how much of the funds and the resources that are going to these scholarships and these investments into these, as you train these entrepreneurs into pitching their product, where's that money coming from? Is it coming from individual investors? Is it coming from the United Nations? Where is that coming from, and how is that affecting their ability to be creative in the products that they're pitching?
Okay. The first concept is that when the center was designed in 2008, it was designed in the United Nations, but we kept it separately from them. We didn't want it to be in a bureaucratic system. So that's why it's called the International Sustainable Development Resource Center. It is registered with the Swiss government, like the United Nations is registered with the Swiss government as an organization or a foundation. We call it an international organization. So the day one, the meeting that we had with all the members who either work for the United Nations, or they work for the Swiss government, or anywhere in the world, the experts around, we decided that we should run the center as a sustainable center, not like dependent on anyone, any donors from either from the government or from any international organization, United Nations, or any individual, because we didn't want them to give us the direction. We want the center to have an ecological life. So what we did is we relied on our members. So the first thing is that a lot of our members, they contribute. Either they are individuals, they are students, or they are partner organizations. So they do monthly contribution to us. It's not millions of dollars we earn, but they feel ownership of this institution center. It's like a library. Resource center is like a library. If you give little money to the library as a membership, then when you take out the book, you take care of the book very nicely, right? So it's a concept that
there's no doubt about that. And is there opportunity for people to come in though? Like if I want to build a wing of the library and contribute to these places, what is is there a return on that investment, or does it all kind of feed back into the sustainability of the program?
We have many sponsors that we don't even know sometimes. For example, we have donors. They donate
Yeah.
about, someone donated last year at the end of the December $5,000. He said, I just want you to use this money to develop resource center much more better, because they do enormous.
Right.
I
Right.
myself, I work for as a United Nations as a fellow during the day, and all of my team members. When we teach leadership program, we don't charge any money because we already have. Right? So what we do is
Right.
that we contribute 1/3 of our money, or quarter. You can say most of the people in our staff,
Wow.
their director, C-level, they contribute quarter of their salary for the scholarships. Okay, because we know that when we are doing
Wow.
interviews, either is a person is from Africa region, from South Asia region, or even United States, people like call us that I am a person of a color, and so I had a very struggle life. So please, you can understand how I am working for my rights. So she says like, and I have extra scholarship, and then we have to consider them for extra scholarships, right? Because everything
Right.
is not
Right.
same everywhere in the world. So we try to
Right.
contribute by
Right.
ourselves to make it, and then the God is great that we never had any problem. And the only thing is that the technology companies are charging a lot of money, because when we have a learning management system, because as soon as you join the program, you get access to the membership where you have a lot of benefits.
Sure.
So, but this technology, including this big company, and nowadays, if you have an iPhone or Samsung phone, you have to pay for your data to be in the cloud. Everyone wants money. So
That's true.
we're running a resource center which has a learning management system and a lot of team in US, UK, and Europe. So, but the God is great. If you're most welcome to contribute, anyone, individual organizations are most welcome to contribute, become a member, and donate.
Well, and Asif, I think there's a lot of people listening who are looking for ways to help, and that's one of the big reasons I wanted to have you on this podcast. Is I think that for many people in the U.S. or Europe who are listening to this show, who have had success in launching their business, they love to pay it forward. And I think that what you're doing and what you're teaching and how you're instructing is amazing. I'd also be curious how, a lot of the people in our programs have their own courses, they have their own curriculum. How can they contribute to your community? Are there ways that we can share in our information knowledge to your community in a way that will benefit people who can't afford, almost as a scholarship, to give them scholarship into our programs?
Yes, that's a very good observation. The last time we had an informal discussion, remember you said people from the US don't travel to the other parts of the world, especially Scandinavia, to see
Yeah.
why they are number one. So then I asked some
Yep.
of my friends in US, but they heritage. I know that their parents, after World Wars were over, they moved from Europe to US, as we mentioned,
Right.
discussed today before the interview. So then we had a
Right.
retreat for them in Scandinavia. So we took them in the real life. So they said, "Oh, it's okay. It's not a rocket science. To become a sustainable, you just have to organize yourself, put the garbage in the right place. When you're driving a car, you make sure that you don't do emission or noise. So
Sure.
if you respect the environment respects you." So we had a very nice retreat. It didn't cost millions of dollars, but everyone contributed from
Cool.
their own pocket. They traveled, they paid for their own food. We kept it very simple, but we created a concept that where the land meets the sea. So people think that
Right.
the sea meets the land. No, it's the other way around. Because the sea itself already has a land in it, right? So it doesn't need a
Right.
land. So we teach
Right.
them this concept of thinking at higher moral ground, that it's not just about talking or wearing a suit and discussing. This is one thing. And second thing, people like you just asked a very nice question. They are coming to us from US, UK, and Europe, including our team. We are doing programs for 20-25 people group. So they are coming in this summer also this time.
Cool.
So we are taking them for the
Cool.
tour in Finland, Sweden, Norway, so they can see firsthand that how they are developing, including Norway's an oil economy, but they are sustainable economy.
Right.
They have a lot of forest. So, but how they are doing it. So Finland education is number one. Sweden has many things. So when you see things, you learn more very quickly, and people are sponsoring their program. They're bringing their own teams, especially the tech companies and
Right.
the big companies. So we are glad. We charge them fee because we have to arrange everything for them, the trainers coming from the
Sure.
Oxford University. So
Sure. Well, I'm excited about this because I really feel like those that have been involved in growth and scaling their own businesses, the UK, Europe, and the US, there is a strong passion for us to want to give back and help people in developing nations. And prior to meeting you, I had never really given it thought of operating through a United Nations organization to do this. I didn't know there was such a channel like what you've created to contribute or to help and participate in. I want to today, really lean into that a little bit because I feel like what you're doing is such a fantastic thing and is such a great channel for us to provide resources both in educational content, financial scholarships for these students. There's many different ways to do this. If you were to outline a 3-step process for us to help participate with you, what would that look like?
The first thing that we usually ask people is to become a member. It's not a membership is not much the same as like you pay for your iPhone. It's I think about $20 a month, so it's
Cool.
nothing. You pay, but with that you are helping the resource center for us and our teams to develop the resources. So
Makes sense.
so then people like yourself and other experts who are around the world, they help us in the membership. So, we have more members so we can run the resource centers because we have to pay a huge amount of
Right.
money to these tech companies to run. And it's an online resource center. It has books, material, information, trainings, and everything.
Right.
Second is we have
Right.
many nice sponsors that firstly they come to, the site visit is one thing that I've been telling you about. We're going to have a meet with the
Sure.
Oxford here as well. And then other is that in recent past also that we got a lot of money from the international organizations and individual donors to make learning resource centers in developing countries. So, for example, Pakistan. It's not a rocket science. Is that they give us some money, we go there, we
Right.
find a place, we buy books, we buy some computers and all the things that we take it for granted in the US, UK, and Europe, the
Sure.
pencils and the pen. But these resource centers automatically help the next generation leaders who are children right now. We give them
Cool.
the idea about the business, the entrepreneurship, and how they can change the
Yeah.
world. So we are open to all the ideas. So in the second part, we are always open
Cool.
for the sponsor that you want to give your training, you want to give your knowledge, whatever
Yeah.
it is. You are most welcome to share with us. We have a team in the New York, we have a team in Geneva, we have a team in other parts of
Cool.
the world. So, and then the third part is that most important part is to try to learn the leadership. We cannot do the things with the traditional leadership because, as Albert Einstein said, we cannot solve the same problem the mind that has created one. So we are that's why the program is called Next Generation Leaders. You bring
Right.
solutions to the problem if you see one.
Right. Right.
I
Makes
hope I've
sense.
answered your question.
I like it. No, that's a great answer to the question. Fantastic. Now, as you see, I mean, as you launch and you build these programs with your students all over the world, what do you see is their biggest need? A lot of people have challenges starting businesses in America and in the UK and in all through Europe. But what are the challenges that these people are facing outside of those more first world areas? And what can we provide in terms of resources to them?
Oh, very good. For example, I give you a very nice example of a recent work. We had one participant. She was raised in the US and very nice, cozy life. And suddenly she went to visit her origin country, Pakistan. And we have many people,
Yeah.
they were in the tech world. You can also see that they are born and raised in the US. I was also very educated in the United States till high school, and then I went
Right.
to Europe in the UK to study all my MBAs and the 3 master's degree I have. And then she had the same concept that I want to contribute. I have money. It's not a problem. But what do you want to do? She said, I want to do sustainable tourism. And can you imagine a country like Pakistan? When we read the news, you cannot think that they can have tourism, right? It's hard for even us
Right.
to travel. So, but she designed it,
Right.
right? So she said, how I'm going to do it. And she started working, reading and writing and discussing, and how she had a background. She studied and lived in the Middle East when she was a child. So she knew that how the money can be used. She designed the system,
Right.
and I asked her to meet with the US ambassador, and she said, it's not possible. And then I said, okay, then talk to her. And then finally the US ambassador started talking with her. And then recently I read yesterday in the newspaper that now it's the part that she's designing the project, it is called an economic free zone, and the US's government is giving about $600 million grant so they can design this whole program and everything. And so the next generations will benefit from that one. So there are many examples we have. a guy who works for
Fantastic.
many example, World Fogro Bank. He said, I've been living in United States for 40 years. I want to contribute. I have all the knowledge. I'm a vice president of a bank. But when I look at back, I have contributed nothing to the society. So it's not living in $26 million house. It's about what impact I can make now.
I totally agree. Totally agree. No, this is a fantastic conversation. Honestly, I think the majority of my listeners are the type of people that want to participate in these programs, and I'm going to connect with you offline about this and put links in this episode so that we can drive people to those resource places where they can sign up and become a member, where they can look at what activities you've got going on. I can guarantee that we have a large group of people within my peer group who would love to participate in some of these philanthropic missions to help promote and encourage entrepreneurial adventure throughout the world. And so I think this is a great relationship, great information for us to know. Asif, is there anything before we close off that you feel like we need to know about the program and about how we can help?
Yes, my final word of recommendation is that either you are young or you are old, ages doesn't matter, including the person who founded the KFC was very, very old, right? So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In our program, we are open from age of 13 till the last date that you are here, because you want to share an impact, okay? So please join the program, become a next generation leader, because everyone has an idea in his mind that this is a problem in the world and I will change it. But then they are waiting for the day to come. The day doesn't come. You have to join the program, and we tell you this is the day. This is the first day you start, and the first day you will have a workshop called Goal Setting Workshop. We redefine your goals because we think we have achieved all our goals. We have not even achieved our goals. What we have achieved is we try to survive in a system, okay? So we all have a lot of knowledge. We are human itself like a university. So I recommend that everyone should join the program. But after completing the program, people believe that, oh, what was I doing for last 40 years? I should be doing this before. Now I am contributing back what I should be doing it. So young ones who are making startups always have an impact in it. The people who have already worked, we have participants who retire from IBM and now they made their own big startups, saving plastics and other things. So it doesn't matter for us to be age. The young program that I mentioned, because we are encouraging young people to become more entrepreneur, because the people who are already entrepreneur, they also take our program. So their age is not a problem in our program. But please take the program. We give a lot of scholarships and grants, as I said, up to 5,000 euros. But then you have to contribute also. It's not a free 100% program, but we try to always find a solution that how you can carry on with your program in terms of
that's how it's sustainable.
Yes.
It's a perpetual fund where people are giving back what they get out of it. And I love the concept. I love what you're doing with this. And honestly, the timing couldn't be better because I think there's a lot of people flourishing right now and a lot of people looking for ways to give back. And so, Asif, I appreciate what you have built within the program of the United Nations. And I appreciate you coming on today to tell us more about it. And I hope we get a lot of engagement from our community and how they can participate in your program.
Yes,
thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. And they can feel free to connect in my LinkedIn as well. I have a very good LinkedIn. I have most of the people who are head of the states, C-level executive, businessmen from all the top multinational corporations, about 20,000 plus people I have on my network. This most welcome to connect and share their views. And we usually help them to connect with the right people at the right time. So it was indeed a pleasure talking to you.
I love it. Oh, you're an amazing man. Thank you so much for coming back on the program and sharing this with us.
Thank you very much.
Hey, what did you think of that interview? Very, very interesting stuff. The main thing I want you to learn from this interview is that there are ways to help and ways to engage. Don't hesitate to click on the links below. Find out how you can contribute to people who need your help, because people need your help. Whether you're a big business, small business, or a mid-sized company, it doesn't matter. What you know is experience. What you know is how to grow and scale a business, making money while you're doing it. That's what these people need. And so join in today, be a part of what he had to talk about. And if you're looking for more community, don't hesitate to be a part of our community, the Captain's Council. CaptainsCouncil.com is where you go and learn more about what you need to do to grow and scale your business. It's through community. It's through talking to your peers, other founders of successful companies who face challenges that are way different than those in startup mode. We're not talking about startup problems. We're talking about the things that matter to a thriving business. Marketing, sales operations, legal battles, legal worries, all the things that you need to be thinking about as a founder and as an operator of a business that's generating lots of revenue. This is what we do in the Captain's Council. Thanks for being a part of this podcast. We couldn't do it without you, and we won't do it without your feedback. Please leave comments. Let us know what we can do to bring you better guests, better information so that you can build and grow your business the way you want to. We appreciate you being here, and we'll catch up with you on the next one.